Immigration news, the Trump administration just announced that stripping Americans of their citizenship just became one of its top 5 enforcement priorities. Naturalization. The Trump administration is targeting naturalized citizens, 25 million Americans who weren't born here but became citizens later. Here is what is terrifying. They are doing this through civil courts, not criminal courts, which means the only way that you'll get a lawyer is if you go out and hire one yourself at your own expense. Civil court also means a lower burden of proof, and so it's easier for them to win. They already stripped one person's citizenship just last week, a UK national who's a military veteran. And this isn't just about criminals. It's about terrorizing immigrants and their communities and redefining who gets to be an American.
Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, and a sincere salutations to the hopeful elect, and also a healthy shalom to the few Akwath who are listening and learning. Lord's willing, this lesson be edifying. So as you can see, the Northern Kingdom, which are you Latin tribes, have set the precedent, okay, for what's to come to the rest of these people. All right. Now, when I say set the precedent, okay, to set the precedent means to establish a new rule, action, or decision that will be followed as an example or standard in future similar situations. All right. So the standard has been set. All right. Through Sleazy E's propaganda and demonizing the Northern Kingdom, calling them everything under the sun, such as rapists, such as violent criminals, such as child, you-know-whaters. Okay. They, through their propaganda, have made the citizens terrified. Okay. And thus allowing the people to have a feeling of justification of what's happening to these illegal immigrants. Okay. But now you're starting to see that it's not only happening to illegal immigrants. Okay. Because first they were going after the criminals. All right. Now they're going after everyone, man. They're going after everyone. All right. They're going after illegals. They're going after naturalized citizens. They're going after people with green cards and paperworks. Okay. Ultimately, this devil is doing what? He is coming down with great wrath, like we told y'all he would. So matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. And it reads, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." Right. And that's what you're witnessing. You're witnessing this devil, this deceiver, coming down with great wrath because he has a short time to establish his new world order. OK. And he's getting all his ducks in a row. And you people are going to realize and come to the conclusion that Esau Edom, the so-called self-proclaimed white man, is the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right. Because he has no regard for any of you tribes. And not only that, but even his own people. Even his own people. All right. You know, these Trump fans, these MAGA followers thought it was all good when he was rounding up brown people. Hey, but what does the brother Zakar'Yah always say? It ain't no fun when the rabbit has the gun, when the shoe's on the other foot.
It was definitely, all for Make America Great Again. Now I feel a little differently.
Chris Landry has lived in New Hampshire since he was 3 years old. He has a partner, 5 children, and a job in manufacturing. He was stopped at the border in Holton, Maine, while returning from a family vacation to Canada.
They pulled me aside and started questioning me about my past convictions in New Hampshire.
3 hours later, the 46-year-old was told he couldn't come home despite having a green card and being a legal U.S. resident.
They denied me re-entry and said, don't come back or we will detain you. And the only way for me to get back in was to see an immigration judge.
In 2004 and 2007, Landry faced charges of marijuana possession and driving with a suspended license, but says he's had no criminal record since. He was given a suspended sentence and paid his fines.
So I never thought that would threaten my status as a resident of the United States.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection telling us in a statement, possessing a green card is a privilege, not a right, and under our nation's laws, our government has the authority to revoke a green card if our laws are broken and abused. Lawful permanent residents presenting at a U.S. port of entry with previous criminal convictions may be subject to mandatory detention and/or may be asked to provide additional documentation to be set up for an immigration hearing. Landry says he goes to Canada at least once a year and has never had a problem until now. Why do you think this time it's a problem?
Because of the new administration and their new policies.
As a Canadian citizen, he couldn't vote for president, but he did support Donald Trump.
I was definitely, all for Make America Great Again. Now I feel a little differently.
So from here, let's grab Daniel chapter 8 and 25. All right, we know that this is talking about Antiochian Epiphanies. All right, but there's nothing new under the sun. These Edomites are one-trick ponies. Okay, so this is Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. It reads, "And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand." Right. Through their legislation, through their policies, they cause craft to prosper. Now let's go into this word craft. All right, so it says H4820. Outline of biblical usage. All right, so it says deceit, treachery. All right, so deceit and treachery. Now from here, let's go to the antonym of the word treachery. Treachery, it says treasonable or perfidious conduct, duplicity, trickery, violation of faith and confidence. All right, so it said treasonable. All right, treasonable. So let's get the definition of treason.
Treason.
It says treason, the crime of betraying one's country. You can't make this stuff up. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai does not lie, man. He is cold-blooded. The crime of betraying one's country, especially by attempting to kill the sovereign or overthrow the government. All right? And this is exactly what DJ Trump is doing. Okay? We've already told you people that the Constitution is out of the window. The Constitution is out of the window. You're running under Trump's law, which is what? The elite's laws, because he's nothing but a puppet for the wicked elite. The Constitution is out the window. And how can you tell? All right, because what did they say? All right, they said that they're getting rid of naturalization. Okay, natural citizens. Okay, so real quick, let's read. It says definition of Americans with citizenship. So it says AI overview. In the United States, citizenship is primarily defined by the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, which states that all persons born of naturalized Salakia in the United States and subject to its jurisdiction are citizens. This means that individuals born within the U.S. or its territories or those who have become citizens through naturalization are considered citizens. Okay? Additionally, citizenship can be derived at birth if one or both parents are U.S. citizens and meet certain requirements. All right, so let's scroll down to naturalization. It says individuals who are not born in the U.S. can become citizens through a legal process called naturalization, which involves fulfilling specific requirements set by law. All right, so once again, naturalization is under the 14th Amendment. Okay? The Constitution is out of the fucking window, man. All right? This devil is coming down with great wrath, man. Treason. Okay? He done gave y'all the okie doke. He done slipped y'all a rupee or whatever that pill called that they slip in people's drinks. You people were so caught up on this MAGA, make America great, thinking that Trump was for y'all, and he's the devil that's gonna have y'all asses locked up in alligator Alcatraz, man. Okay? Which took 8 days to set up. And they're being set up all over the United States. Okay? Through this new big beautiful bill. This is beautiful, man. We're living in beautiful times. Beautiful times. So it says, let's get some of these headlines. It says, ICE declares millions of undocumented immigrants ineligible for bond hearing. Right. Meaning no just due process. All right. Meaning they can just scoop you up and ship your ass out without anybody knowing. Okay, they can do it in 2 days, 3 days, 1 day. Basically, this man has the power to make you disappear. All right. And like I said, all of this is ultimately to get the men of the Lord, man. Okay, to get the elect, the hopeful elect. All right. But this devil ain't playing. So from there, let's grab another article. This is Trump's big beautiful bill gives ICE unprecedented funds to ramp up mass deportation campaign. It says the big beautiful bill signed into law by President Trump last week will allow him to dramatically expand his immigration crackdown, giving immigration and custom enforcement an unprecedented pool of funding to bolster its efforts to arrest and deport immigrants living in the U.S. illegally. It says the money allocated by the law amounts to the largest infusion of funds Congress has given the federal government for immigration enforcement at a time when the Trump administration has vowed to oversee a deportation campaign of unprecedented proportion. And it is of unprecedented proportions because he's shipping out illegals. He's shipping out naturalized citizens. He's shipping out Americans. Okay. He's shipping out anybody who's not going to conform, all right, to this new world order. Okay. He's setting everything up. The concentration camps. All right. And those of you who are extreme, who are troublemakers, they're going to round y'all ass up, put y'all on a plane and ship y'all to Guantanamo or wherever the hell you're going to go. It says, overall, the Republican-led Congress set aside roughly $170 billion for immigration enforcement and border security efforts through the legislation, including $75 billion in extra funding for ICE, making it by far the highest funded law enforcement agency in federal government. Trump has his own militia, his own police, his own military, whatever it is you want to call it. Okay? And as you can see, these mother effers don't care about rounding up brown people, white people. It doesn't matter. They're down for the cause. Mask on. Creep silent. catching y'all slipping, rounding y'all up at the courthouses and churches, the libraries, finding y'all everywhere. Okay? It says the bill will supercharge immigration enforcement. All right? And it says $45 billion for ICE detention system. The law gives ICE $45 billion to expand its already sprawling detention system over the next 4 years, letting officials use the money to hold both single adults and families with children facing deportation. Based on the cost estimates, the money could allow ICE to hold more than 100,000 detainees at any given time, roughly doubling the current capacity. On Wednesday morning, ICE was holding just over 58,000 individuals in its detention networks, which was previously funded for 41,000 beds, according to international agency data obtained by CBS News. All right. So what? They're ramping it up, taking it to the next level. So, you know what? Let me finish this. This is Daniel 8:25. And through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. Right. Deceit, treachery, and what? Treason, ultimately. And he shall magnify himself in his heart. And by peace shall he destroy many. And isn't that what Trump did with this whole MAGA movement? Feeding you people a false hope, a false dream of peace, of making America great again, of getting this country back to its glory days. All right? By peace is he destroying all y'all asses, man. You can't make this stuff up. Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai is working. The water Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Call halal Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. It says, and by peace shall he destroy many, and he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but shall be broken without hand. All right? Because that's these elites and Trump's ultimate end, to be broken by Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? So, real quick, let's grab 2nd Ezra chapter 8 and verse 50. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them in the latter time, shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Right. All you people, you Americans, you Babylonians, man, have walked in such pride, man, not considering there's a higher power. Okay. Only considering and thinking about yourself and your wants, your vain wants. All right. And all of that shit is coming to an end. Okay. The Heavenly Father is bringing miseries upon this earth through the hands of the wicked. Okay. Pertaining to Malachi 1 and 4, Esau, Edom. And you're going to witness it firsthand. This is just the beginning. All right. So let's grab this clip and we're going to end it here.
In more immigration news, an ICE memo confirms the Trump administration plans to deport more immigrants to third countries where they have no ties. The plan could see people forcibly transferred with as little as 6 hours' notice to countries that have not provided assurances that they will be safe from persecution or torture. People being sent to countries where diplomats have offered assurances of safety could be removed with no advance notice. In other immigration news, an appeals court Monday briefly extended temporary protected status, or TPS, for some 12,000 Afghan nationals living in the U.S. just hours before it was set to expire. Both the Trump administration and plaintiffs have been asked to submit briefs this week.
So, as you can see, hey, Trump can ship y'all off, man. He can ship y'all off with less than 6 hours notice to a whole different country, man. Make you disappear and never return. All right. Hey, this is getting real, whether you people want to acknowledge it or not. Y'all better pull y'all heads out of the sand. Okay, I'm speaking to you tribes, you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, before it's too late. Repent, the kingdom of heaven is at hand, because you're going to go to sleep and wake up, and life as you know it is going to be changed. Lord's willing, this was edifying. Shalom Israel. Wa abad babal.